welcome to your weekly tarot reading. This is for the week 7th to 15th. I'm going to be doing an energy check for all zodiac signs. This is a cursory look as to how it is that the week is going to be looking for you. I'm going to be checking the recent past, present, and the near future. And then I will be pulling out a card from the universe, like a message from the universe as well for you. This may resonate for some of you. This may not resonate for some of you. You can, however, go and check your horoscope, your monthly June horoscope, which is there on the channel as well. And, for those of you who have your sun and moon in the specific sign, maybe there will be more accuracy over there. That said, till the time that, you're doing a specific birth chart with your time and your longitude, latitude, and the calculations that really provide more accuracy and insight. These are general readings. So, you're free to pick from this as to what is it that works from the tarot. And so, we already have, okay, Emperor seems to be sliding off already. So, all right. And that is the card of Aries. Let's start with Aries. All right, Aries, we have a overall reading energy for the week is of Swords, and it is talking about, I think, lots that needs to get decided. Still a lot of maybe under negotiation, maybe conversations. You're still seeking clarity about a decision that needs to get made. I'm also looking at, you have also drawn a Knight of Sword, which is again, maybe you are not just getting impatient, but you want things to move far more faster than they are as of now. You had expected maybe earlier from whatever work that you did or whatever it is that you were working on, whether it was a project or whether it was trying to get a new project or a new job, or maybe a swift solution, but that hasn't come to you. So there is still a sort of patience that is being asked of you. There's also, I'm seeing in the recent present, a lot of I think a lot of love, a lot of support that is there at home, a lot of understanding that is there at home. Maybe you're being encouraged to follow, maybe something that you have been wanting to, and there was fear around it, or maybe there was a lack of support which was there around it. But this week, I am seeing, as we speak, a lot of courage as well that is there to move ahead on something which seems very dear to your heart, but it is also asking for a big change. Your future is really about seeking more clarity. We have again pulled out the card of Moon. I am not remembering whether I had pulled this out last week for you, Aries, but definitely something which still requires clarity, still requires to be worked upon, whether it's a project, whether it's a contract that you're working on, or if it's for some of you who are going through, whether you're signing legal papers, whether they are divorce papers, maybe some legal settlement that is there. Something is being hidden from you, something is not being told to you, or maybe something, maybe you have not asked the right questions and it is not being done intentionally. It is just something which is, it's there under your nose, but you have not bothered to maybe dig really deep into it. So tarot is urging you this week to dig deeper into the details, go back to the contracts, go back to the conversations, go back to the emails, SMSs that may have come to you in any form of a communication, or maybe even, I would say, meeting up with those in authority, or maybe those who are going to be deciding your fate, so to speak. But you need to be having this clarity, this conversation, because there is still something that is not meeting the eye, and you are being urged to seek more clarity. We have The card from the universe is the card of, it's around money, it's a card of pentacles, and it is encouraging you to weigh and see whether what is it that you are really asking for. Yeah. We're going to be looking at Taurus and how the second week of June is treating the lovely Taurians. Doing this reading right in bang in between of Mercury retrograde. It worries me so much. Doesn't stop me, but yeah. I mean, besides the data crashing and this video not recording, I won't be surprised. Again, a lot of sword energy. Seem to be needing a lot of clarity this week. Everyone seems to be in the space of, I need to know more. Let me know what is it that's happening. Which direction am I going? So we have, in fact, we have the Queen of Swords, we have a King of Cups, and we have again our Knight of Swords. And I would say a lot of sword energy around. I think almost 4 cards of sword. And lovely, we have pulled out the Hangman. It's a place of almost spiritual stillness because you're not uncomfortable being in this space. It's almost as if that you are letting the thoughts settle down. You're getting a grasp of really what is it that is going on around you. There is almost this sense of want to be in a peaceful retreat, want to be with your own thoughts. And, it's almost like when you throw a stone in the water and all the ripples rise up. And I think that is what the first week was like. And this week you are waiting for or rather the water is, settling around you, and you can sort of look at the bottom, and you are, while things are not moving, but you seem to be quite peaceful because you're quite happy to let the thoughts and the emotions settle down. You're also trying to make a decision this week. Okay. Everyone seems to be pulling out the card of money with a card of clarity. So lot of, I would say not lot of, but some concerns about money, whether the project that you're thinking about, looking at, whether it will be making money. For some of you, it can be that you are concerned about an older child. Maybe it's, I would say, older child in the sense, not really married, but could be in their late teens. And it could be that there are a lot of arguments that have been happening with this child. You are also, and they have to do with money. It could be that you are being asked to pay for something that you have not paid for, or money seems to be an issue as a part of these conversations with this older child. A lot of discussions around money. The card from universe is asking you, Taurians, or rather is not even asking you, actually tarot never asks. It's indicating that you need to be careful about the kind of trade-off that you make. Try not to equate emotions with material benefits or material comforts, and you need to be choosing really well. Since you are in a space which is requiring a lot of decision making, but at the same time you should not let your emotions govern you. So it's like a double-edged sword. Now we're going to be looking at Gemini, and we have a solar eclipse on the 10th in Gemini, so that's like a biggie. And the interesting thing about solar eclipses that the energy lasts for about 6 months. So it doesn't sort of finish. In fact, I would say this is quite a eventful year for Geminis. Your card is a card of judgment for the week. It is speaking about universe finally bringing things to a full circle. You are in a space where you feel that you can enjoy your money, you can enjoy the fruits or the gifts that the universe has to give. I'm also seeing maybe there is some news that you're expecting as far as maybe a shift is concerned or a travel is concerned. You seem to be really waiting, um, for things to open up so that you can travel. It can be that you are, waiting to undertake this travel. Either it is for studies, for some of you, maybe it's a job as well, but it speaks about moving to another country, waiting for that news to come so that you can move. There is almost this sense of hoarding. It's this sense of really holding money very tightly and wanting and seeking more, Geminins. I think this energy of holding money is also around fear, that you feel that it will get spent up, so you are holding and clutching onto money very tightly. There is these conversations that you could be having at home about um, not the value of money but what money can buy, and you could be reminding people around you that uh, you know yeah, how it is that you have accumulated money and hence you are in the space that you are, and what all it has bought you, is also coming from this specific reading, because we also have the card of Empress, which has come as a reversed card. It's speaking about a sense of not being nourished or not being receiving that love, that comfort that emotions can really give you. Despite having everything around you, there could almost be this sense of feeling very good or secure as far as money is concerned, or even holding on to money. And maybe that is how you have saved money, because you've held on to each penny very tightly, or you've managed, or you've really scrupulously managed your money and planned your last penny. But in the process, it has left you emotionally very empty. However, it is not something that seems to be worrying you or bothering you too much this week, because you feel, started from the Judgment card, that that's the order of the world, that's the balance of the world. There's a trade-off, and while there could be these little voices of emotion that could um, raise their heads now and then and ask you to maybe question you about it, but you feel quite um, you feel quite comfortable over there. The card from universe couldn't have been better. Hermit. And Hermit is a card of, besides introspection, this is a card really of asking ourselves that, is it what we know? I mean, how true it is, how enlightened, awakened are we to our own truth? What is it more that maybe you need to be understanding and knowing about life? And despite the fact, that you have the Judgment and you have the Hermit, and even though they are both right in their own way, that there are bills to be paid, there's a family to be taken care of, there's a job to be done, but what is it that you're losing in the end? And I think that is that's something that you need to be thinking about, Geminians. And now we have Cancer. Cancerians, let us see what's going on with you. We have pulled the Eight of Swords for you as your own card. And I think this week is almost like a childlike energy over the entire week. There is clarity that you're seeking, there are answers that you want, there is some kind of a guarantee that you want, which maybe we can only get when we are children, that we can get convinced about, yes, there does, a pot of gold does exist at the end of the rainbow, or there is a holy grail. So this week is more about, it's more about trying to fool yourself into believing into something that may not exist, but the energy is, and also I think for some of you it can be, because we have a Six of Cups which is reversed, so it is asking almost a space where you have put in a lot, you almost sort of are willing it to come true, but just because there are a lot of emotions that have got invested, it could be an unrequited love. It could be maybe that you are literally wishing for something to come true, but there is a reality on ground about it. Maybe about a job that you have really been thinking about, wishing about, and maybe you are also excuse me, maybe you are also skilled as far as the job is concerned, but the reality could be the economy around it, or maybe also that they are not at this point of time taking any decision. But primarily I am looking at this about lack of clarity, a lack of ideas, of not being able to start afresh. Maybe you have invested so much into a certain project which is now not taking off, that you're almost sort of sitting and willing it and wishing it that it should come true, and I know that if I hang on hard enough to it and wish enough about it, it will come out true. So you are being urged, and I do encourage you to explore also other opportunities of not just, I would say, new work. I'm talking about new ideas, maybe looking at your situation with fresh new eyes, maybe getting another perspective. If you're unable to um, if you're unable to think beyond whatever the situation is, if you feel that you've done all, you've crossed all the t's, you've dotted all the i's, you've done everything, and there's nothing more that you can do, then you need, maybe at times when we pull in a consultant to get a fresh look at the situation and how best maybe that we could manage it. A lot of times the things that we want, maybe they need a different approach. It's not that they are not achievable. Maybe we need to be taking a different route in order to be achieving them. And now we have the lovely Leos. Oh, you have pulled your own card. Started with the card of strength. It's a very Leo card. Very powerful cards. Oh, we also have the devil. So, for you, your card is the Ten of Pentacles, and like I said, we're starting the reading with your own card, your Leo card of strength. So it is speaking about that you have been in a place of being able to manage your emotions well with whatever that has uh, happened recently around you. It's almost like life is coming a full cycle. It's like birth and death, and beginning and ending, and resurrection, and the entire tone is around that. It is also about choices. It's about it has to do both with your work, it has to do with love. uh, it seems that you are struggling with it this week. While you may understand, some of you, that in order for you to be having family, you have to get married, you have to have children, and so on and so forth. But somewhere is this the choice of wanting to maybe let go of your independence, the choice of even letting go of your own habit comfort, something that you have got really used to being. You do not want to change that in your equation. I would say, and this somehow also tends to it makes you repress your emotions and exactly how it is that you're feeling about the situation, and you're not able to talk about it. You're hiding it. You're sort of keeping it away, and this is something that could be giving you sleepless nights. I'll be pulling out a card for you, and so the card from universe is asking you to be maybe thinking more about it, do again a pro and a con exercise. Also asking yourself your own belief system on what it is that you have been thinking, or whatever it is that has got formed at the back of your mind as far as relationships are concerned. Maybe you have been told that, yeah, you are supposed to be getting married and then you're supposed to be having children, and that is how it happens in the world. But does marriage define as a does that commitment come across as a confinement to you? Do you feel very stifled by it? Does it take away maybe a part of your life which you're not willing to share? But at the same time, that is also causing, whether it is loneliness or you feel then that is how it is supposed to be. So you are or in a space where you could be encouraged to be questioning your belief, your belief patterns, things which you should be re-looking at again as to how true are they. And also, I would say somewhere, when we have clarity, we are able to be at peace with our situation. So, yeah, that was quite an intense one, Leos. Didn't expect that coming. I was looking at a very gentle weekly cursory look at the week, but that came as a whoa. Now the lovely Virgos. Virgos have a lot happening for them this year, rather, not just the month. Such powerful cards, my God. Virgos. Your reading is the Knight of Pentacles, very slow. And we have the Devil, we have the World, and we have the High Priestess. My God, this is like Leo is like opened up the door with one big gust of storm and said that here, take all the major cards. So Virgo, it's about choices for you this week, and I think it's the entire energy is, you are in a space where you're feeling rushed, you're being pushed, and you don't like that because you you want to think through your situation, plan, but that the time has gone now. You are now being pushed to make a decision, and unfortunately that decision may not be the best decision for you. um, Even though you have this, almost it's like a karmic cycle of life that you're feeling, that I have to pay my dues because I have done this, hence I am in the situation that I am. But tarot over here, I think with the High Priestess, it's asking you to look at your own gifts and how best that you can use them. And maybe with this spread, I would say it's almost indicating that you are ignoring almost a higher call or a higher connectedness. Excuse me. So sorry. It's almost like a voice from above that you need to be answering, or there's something that you need to be doing, maybe a work which is really close to your heart, that you are ignoring it, and because you are pushed in a corner right now, you're being made to forced to take a decision which may not be the best decision for you. um, at times it also speaks about difficult relationships that are around us, that we are being forced to decide and take a final call on a relationship, and just tap into our own higher self and listen to it. Maybe you have known for a while, that this is not working out for me, and you have sort of maybe been in and out of the relationship. You have or even if you are in a committed relationship, you may not have literally sort of left the relationship, but you have emotionally sort of detached yourself, then you have connected yourself again. So you are again, it's almost something that you have known from inside that this is not maybe going to work, but you have stuck on to it for maybe practical purposes, maybe I would say habitual, or maybe you have not been allowing yourself to see the truth. So you are being encouraged to think more from your mind, use intellect and logic more, and use less of heart. Even though we have the High Priestess card in this reading, which speaks about the higher consciousness, she's like I think one of the most powerful cards in the reading. It's your inner self. She speaks about everything which is under the surface. It's our own knowledge, our own inner voice, our own inner wealth of knowledge, maybe that has got passed down to us, our own experiences, which maybe we could be ignoring because now things are better and we have chosen to um, look at them with different eyes and say, it wasn't so bad. It was fine while we were there together. And I think if I were to look at your work, and if I were to look at your job scenario, you are again being encouraged to, um, you're being encouraged to think very intellectually, think logically, use your mind more, and also, I would say, connect that with your experience. So it's something that you already have with you. You are being asked not to sort of throw that experience your away on a side just because you feel in a certain way. Very beautiful card I've pulled from the universe is the Ten of Pentacles, which is it's about charity. It's about being in a place also where we have enough where and we can give more, but because this has come in the in with connected with the reading, it's almost as at times when we give away our gifts as charity, that we're not valuing ourselves. I am not looking at my own self-worth. I'm not putting a value to it. I'm not making myself, I'm not treating myself in a certain way, hence the wealth that needs to be coming to me. It's not. So you are, I would say, use your intellect more with the experiences that you have had, and I would say that look at your own self-worth. Maybe you need to be picking yourself up more. You need to be putting more value to your experiences, to your learnings, and you need to be maybe be putting a fair price to it. Maybe you're selling yourself short, and that is something that you need to be looking at this week. This really has started getting really intense. While I thought till Leo I was flowing in gently like the breeze, there seems to be fairly intense stuff that seems to be coming out. Let's look at the lovely Librans. What's there in store? All right. For your week 2. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, all right. Oh, all right. I must say, I'm very impressed with the cards that I'm pulling out this week. A lot of wand energy, which is a lot of fire energy, and your card is the Star. It's a beautiful card. Aquarian energy. It's a card of healing. It's a card of being in tune with yourself. It's finding your balance. And the I would say the Seven of Wands and the Eight of Wands, the entire energy. It's speaking about um, maybe being in a I would say being almost frustrated with yourself in order to achieve things at a certain pace. And, they really don't seem to be happening at the speed that you want. Often feel that I'm putting in so much of effort and nothing is happening and I don't see anything moving, but things are moving, but they're moving at the pace that they need to be moving. We also have the Wheel of Fortune and the Tower. In fact, it's one of the most powerful cards in tarot reading, and people often get scared with it, even though there is rarely there are times where you should be scared of the Tower card. But the entire energy is around a lot of frustration, a lot of almost blaming yourself, putting yourself in a place where you feel that things need to be moving at a certain pace, and yet they are not moving because of you seem to be partly blaming yourself for it. I have this sense that things are not moving at the speed that they should move, or you feel that there could be even arguments that could be happening around, maybe a lot of conversations that could be happening around as to um, you know if you had done a certain thing at a certain time frame at a certain times, things could be different now. So I would suggest that do not get into that debate of the wise and the wise not. You need to be patient, and very importantly, be patient with yourself. Also, I would say for some of you, it's asking for a complete overhaul. Maybe something that you have studied, learned, been skilled at. It's asking you to completely sort of reinvent yourself temporarily. So be adaptive. If something that you have been doing for a while and that is not accessible to you now, and you need to be waiting for it, you need to be reinventing yourself. You need to be bringing about that complete transformation, not just in your skill set, but also over here. We had started with the card of Star, which is it's a time to heal. It's a time to connect with yourself. It's a time to your card from Universe, the Hangman. It's a time to stay connected with your own higher self. So treat your mind, your body well. Use this time to recuperate. Use this time to teach yourself something. I would say even serve others, but very importantly, um, it's a time of transformation as well. So try and change your the way that you think. Maybe if there is a lot of fear around you, maybe if people around you are telling you, oh, what's going to happen, nothing, it won't move, you need to be in a card from Universe, you need to be in a space of stillness, wherein that you are letting the water around you settle, so that you can look at the sand and the stones which are beneath the water. So do not be in a state of panic, Librans. Things are moving, they will move. Just need to be a little bit patient. Now we have the lovely Scorpios. Hey, starting with the Hermit. Must say, very beautiful cards are coming out today. Now, all right. And for you, love. Week of again. Not just introspection. Hermit is also about our own experiences, our knowledge, maybe things that we need to learn more. Maybe some more lessons in life about growth that we need to learn more. Maybe we need to awaken ourselves to more. And since we have started with the, uh, as your card being the card of emotions, of love, since we're talking about, I think it's not just clarity that you're seeking. We have the King of Cups. I love the King of Cups. Someone who's not just intelligent, very gentle, is really in tune with his, understands emotions, has no hesitation in letting you know how he feels. I'm going to not put typically a gender onto it. It can also represent you, Scorpios, Scorpio woman as well. So the interesting thing, very quickly, I'm going to digress, and I'm going to, since we are dealing with court cards a lot today, I'm just going to very quickly digress and say that the deck of, or the picturization of the knights and the kings and the pages is, it's more with the Arthur Waite deck, which came from UK. And by that time, the kings and the everybody was in power, and it was quite an established, we had the church over there, so you hence all the depictions over there. But traditionally in tarot, there is per se no gender that is there. It stays very fluid at times. Yes, it could be assigned to a person with a that specific energy of it. But that said, it goes either way. So it could be also be speaking about you if you're a woman. To say someone who's really in touch with her own feelings, someone who is really in love as well, and also someone who's seeking clarity. Also, because we started with the hermit, I think it's someone who has gone under, has questioned herself, himself a lot um, about the relationship, because we have the wheel of fortune, and it is suggesting over here that maybe that's how the life cycle is, something which is started. It's not, again, it's a temporary reading, guys, before all of us start off saying that no, it's a committed relationship. And how can you say that? It is speaking of a temporary separation. It is speaking about of maybe in a space where you will, and I'm speaking about the recent future, that it could be a space where you could feel as if there's a lack of love, that you're not either being with your partner, you're being separate. It is also talking about the lessons that we have learned, that we have experienced, that we need to be implementing those in our life now. I want to pull out your card of universe. And okay, we have a 5 of wand, and that's a very fiery energy. And also 5 as a number is about, normally about arguments and confrontations. Maybe there have been a lot of discussions, there has been a planning, maybe it is something mutual that you have decided to sort of maybe just take a break and take a pause. For some of you, where there is work is concerned, it is I would say it's asking you again to think about or pursue things that you really love, that are very close to your heart, because you do seem to be neglecting an area of your life that you really love, and you're not nurturing it, you're not giving it the energy that you should be giving it, so that it can give you the gifts that it can. So that is something that you need to be keeping in mind. I would still stick to the Hermit card. Lessons that are yet to be learned, things that we already suspect but are not clear about, that we need to be told, we need to be given clarity. Maybe something is becoming more clear to us, or maybe there is a a clearer way now for us to see as well, because the hermit is holding a lantern and he's sort of leading the way, he's showing the way ahead. We look at Sagittarians now. What does week 2 have in store? And we have completely moved back to the minor deck. I think it just had this big spot. The Four of Swords is your card, and we are looking at an emotionally invested time in money. You seem to be putting in a lot of your energy to see as to how it is that you can make money grow. Money also seems to be, I think for some of you, it can be that you are struggling with ideas as to how it is that you can make money. And when I'm saying struggling with ideas, it can almost be that um, you are looking for guarantees. You want to know a sure shot way that yes, if I were to do this, then I will get an X amount of money. It's kind of a surety that you are looking at. You are also um, you're looking at collaboration, but you're slightly skeptical about it. So you want to sort of, you have not had good experiences in the past whenever that you have collaborated. And I would say more than financially, it left you with a uh, with bad feelings. I won't say broken heart, but almost it sort of soured friendships for you. So that's a lesson at the back of your mind. That's something that you know, that I don't want to harm friendships, so I do not want to get into um, in a business agreement with people who are very dear friends. However, we also have the King of Pentacles sitting over here. So definitely it is speaking about somebody who is in a position, who has a lot of money, who does seem to think well of you, who is willing to invest in your business as well. Someone who's practical, like a finance stroke, a legal background, understands money really well. And like I said, he could be an investor as well. There could be some kind of a collaboration over there. I would recommend, I would say that rather, tarot is recommending over here to not to do business with family, at least Sagittarians. Maybe, or even I would say close friends whom you consider as family. So just be careful, or even I would suggest that if you have to do that, if you are thinking of doing business with really close friends, then ensure that all the legalities, all the contracts are really well defined, so that there is no confusion in the end of it. Your card from the universe is the Queen of Swords. Definitely a woman. Again, I'm assigning a gender, but definitely energy of somebody who is very no nonsense, understands life very well, deals, has had enough experiences, knows how to call out on a BS, is not interested in is not interested really in wasting their time. Also somebody who has a lot of clarity, and does not suffer fools. So that and this combination, I would say, makes quite a deadly pair. So if this is who you are, Sagittarians, if there's absolute clarity about what it is that you want out of the business, the kind of product that you're planning to launch, the kind of where it is that you will advertise, the look and feel. But if you're looking more at the finance bit of it, then I would say for sure do your due diligence, get your contracts, your legal papers drawn very carefully. Let's see, Capricornians, week 2 for you. We're quietly back to the minor arcana. Oh, I spoke too soon. pulled out the devil. And all right, not bad. Pulled out the Aries card for you. That is the card of Emperor, and something very beautiful. You know, you have these planets made at this deck. In fact, and even in the is my deck, the card of the deck of thought, you have similar you know, the planets which are made on one side, and excuse me, on the other side you have in Hebrew, which is the planet's name, it is written over there, so makes it quite lovely. Capricornians, definitely week 2 you are in a place of control, a place where you know, you know what it is that is due to you. A lot of clarity about your way ahead, about your work, about your family. However, there does seem to be some difficult choices that it seems that this week you will have to make. It seems it's almost a tussle between your heart and your mind. Also, there is this sense of, because we have the card of justice, which has come out as reversed. It's really speaking about something that was owed to you and has got delayed, and it's taking its own sweet time, and that seems to be, even though that has maybe also caused some legal cases, maybe there has been some amount of I wouldn't say heartbreak, but a lot of emotions that have got poured into this. Now, whether it's a project, whether it has to do with a person, and that's something that you will have to try and connect it to. But a lot of you have this sense that despite having a lot of clarity on your life direction or where it is that you are going, you have not, life has not given you what it is that you were supposed to get. And you also feel that you know, you have had to make hard decisions and hard choices in order to be where you are now. Whether it may have to do with either letting go of something that you really love, something that you have been holding on to really tightly, but because I think it is not yielding any you know, returns to you. It could be a dead end job for some of you, that you could be thinking about, you know, just cutting it, and you know, because either the gratification or the acknowledgement or the money has got forever been delayed, that you do not see the sense in continuing with it. For some of you, it could also be a property matter, that maybe or maybe some investment that it hasn't appreciated over a period of time, but it is something which has been quite close to you, and you have to now let it, you have to decide whether you have to let it go or not. We have the card from universe is the Knight of Sword, and the energy is asking you to take a swift decision. It's asking you, or rather it's suggesting that you have all the facts with you, you have had all the details that are required. Now all that is left is for you to be deciding. Let's look at our Uranus friend Aquarius. What's there for you? Okay, everybody, I don't know whether it is the pandemic, most of the signs have pulled out the Hangman. Aquarians, you are, I think, with the immense patience that you have had in the recent past over a current about a specific situation, and I would say with not just patience but a lot of acceptance, and also that may have also put you in a financially strained place. You are entering a phase where there is a beautiful balance that you seem to have found. There is a beautiful balance between how much I have, how much I need, what is it that I need to be giving, and what is it that I deserve, or what is it that needs to be coming to me. You also seem to be dealing with someone who is quite a maverick with money, quite a and if it is not you, then it could be somebody who has not just a gift or words, but is I would say is pretty much good at everything. But also he makes quite a formidable opponent if he's not on your side. Um, but I would say that even for you, it could be, if it is you uh, in this reading, if it is, if you're resonating with yourself, that you are somebody who's managed to resurrect your career, you've managed to create something out of nothing, that you had everything was completely, you were emotionally distraught, you were in a space where you really had to wait and accept for things to change, and you have managed to create a wonderful thing for yourself. It's like the phoenix rising from the ashes. You've managed to create something really wonderful out of the thin air. I'm going to be pulling a card from the universe. Oh, we have the Hermit again, and again it's talking about a time, a phase of understanding yourself more. It's about being enlightened, it's about being awakened to things that we do not know as of now. It's also about having clarity on the near future, about lessons that we have learned, about things that we need to incorporate in our life. Maybe there's some more lessons that we need to learn and adapt in our life. It's about being true to your higher self. It's about being true to your own experiences. It's about being open to experiences, onto the what lies ahead of us, of not sticking to our own belief system, on letting our fears, our insecurities bring us down, and having hope in the future ahead. So I think that's quite beautiful. And the last we have is the lovely Pisces, and that is you. We have the King of Swords. Pisces, you are in a, I would say, in a space of being, even though we have pulled out the card of you as somebody who's seeking clarity, has clarity, is does not waste his time about wishful thinking, but there seems to be a lot of emotional investment that has gone in a project, and there seems to be some confusion around that project as of now. You are also, because we have the King of Pentacles over here, we are also talking about a need, a want to make or create money for yourself, maybe have that secure future. We have pulled out, in fact, both. We have the King and Queen of Sword, and I'm not going to be giving it the typical, like I said about how the court cards, it's not really what it is that is depicted upon the pictures, what it's really there. But I think you are being asked to listen to your intuition more, Pisces. You are being asked to think more from your intellect, think more from your logic perspective, and delve lesser into the emotions. Have your facts about, listen to your logic more. We also have, it also seems that you will be dealing with somebody who's quite at an authority figure, somebody who's quite has no patience for delays, is quite rash, does not watch his words, is really full of himself and let's go out and get them mate kind of an energy. You are being asked to watch your words, how it is that you how it is that you deal with this person, and also to have your facts and your figures while you're dealing with this person, because this person does not have any patience for frivolous conversations about people who are maybe dealing more with emotions. This is a person who wants to speak about intellect, about clarity, about logic, about facts, about figures, and about data. So while you are dealing with this person, which it seems that you will be this week, try to do that, and also not to sort of try not to get into a confrontation, because it's like two powerhouses coming together, and try and be cooperative rather than confrontational. Don't get into this thing of that I know better or I know more, which you may, but try and not fall for the trap of the persons, whether it's brashness or it is the tone or it is even, I would say, the power of maybe what this person is yielding as of now. And remember, it's a temporary phase. So try not to fall for that. You please stick to your logic, your intellect, your facts, your figures, and your data. Try not to get on to that, whether this person is throwing the weight around, or just doing maybe a power struggle number for you. So that's that for me for this week. I do hope that you enjoyed your readings. I will be seeing all of you next week. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your patience. I would really appreciate it if you can like, subscribe, and share my videos. Thank you so much.